Hello, everyone. This is July. I'm recording this early and posting it early at the start of June just to get it out of the way. And, at the end of June. A few hours ago, I just posted the final chapter of Act 3 of Dragon May Cry. Dragon May Cry 2 has been a lot of fun, even if the ratings have been very weird during that first few chapters. I already went over that in a different video. I'm still leaving it on block. You guys are free to upvote that one comment at the bottom or drop a review finally. I don't care which, because I still don't know why that start had so many random ass thumbs downs. I'm assuming it's haters for the show, dang it. Which, yes, I did watch another episode finally. I am up to episodes. I just finished episode 7. I have one more episode left. And again, what is your hate boner, guys? Come on. It's not great, no. But it is still 1,000 times better than the last 2 seasons of Castlevania Original Series. The only thing good in Castlevania Season 3 was Isaac. That was it. Hector was shit. Trevor was shit. Sypha was shit. Alucard was major fucking shit. Then we had Season 4 of boring girl number 1, boring girl number 2, and a very dead redhead. Continuing the perpetuation that internet loves to treat gingers as evil. You guys realize how racist that sounds for Irish? To constantly hear that gingers are evil incarnate? I mean, yeah, we hate the English guts. But we also know where this comes from. It comes from an utter hatred of English against Irish. I'm like, it's not as bad when it came to Castlevania because no one cared that she was ginger so much. It was more of a problem in Arcane, where the ginger there had 3 fucking scenes and everyone threw a massive fucking fit that she even existed. They're like, oh, she's evil, she's evil, she's evil. She has 3 fucking scenes. Who fucking cares? How dare she betray us? Like, she literally had 3 scenes. Her introduction, her banging Caitlyn, and her betraying them. That is it. Like, what are you mad at if she barely even has a character? I'm sorry, getting sidetracked by Caitlyn, by Arcane's idiotic second half of season 2, dang it. Anyway, so yeah, Netflix does do bad writing. I'll admit, they do bad writing. But this is nowhere near their worst writing. DMC seasons 1 and 2 are not horrifyingly stupid. They're not idiotically bad. Nocturnus is better. I'll admit that much. But this is not as horribly bad as you guys keep telling me. I'm enjoying it just fine. And this is coming from someone who's played DMC since the first game dropped. I was making jokes when the first game dropped that's Leon's model and Leon's hairstyle on Dante. Dante is just a white-haired Leon. He always has been. Anyway, so Dragon May Cry Act 3, really good. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any more inspiration from DMC Season 2 for Book 2, because I've already finished writing up most of the acts. The only scenes I'm missing are stuff involving Twilight Sparkle and stuff involving Smolder, because I just wanted to write those all in one go. I'm still not quite finished with those yet. Oh, that's tasty. Got a drink. But, yeah, there's nothing too crazy going on in Act 3 outside of introducing major stuff around Spike and the overall mystery of Book 3. we have the mysterious mysterious lizard sorceress that showed up. And for those who know what's going to happen in book 3, who are speculating what's going to happen in book 3, this is exactly who you think this is. For those who have read the 3rd epilogue of Dragon May Cry 1, this Lizard Witch is exactly who you think this is. She will get more mentions later, but she really won't be playing a major role in the story. This is more just lore for the sake of the characters, okay? I had to bring her up in this character's backstory, okay? I had to bring her up in the idea of the Dragonets to explain why Spike needed to be taken away from his people. Also introduced Stock. I wanted to do more of Stock, but the storyline kind of ran away of itself in the final arcs, and I could not fit a spot for Stock or another character we'll be introducing with the next Dragon Breed. My original plan was to introduce a bonus character for every single Dragon Breed. That didn't work out so well, especially when it comes to the Tensel Worm. Okay, when you get to see the Tensel Worm, you'll see why I couldn't introduce an extra character there. Okay, but I did introduce someone, a few little fun beats here and there. I tried to introduce a few extra bits. It did kind of get away with me, but you'll see what I mean when I get there. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think the Tensel Worm arc will be my weakest one overall. Not lore-wise. There's a lot happening lore-wise in that one. But overall, like, world design and character introductions, probably the weakest. But yeah, a character will be introduced with the Calamari, and they are supposed to work with Stock in the later half of the story, but that part really got away from itself. So I'll be reintroducing them later during book 3. Arm is hurting. As for everything else happening in July, I'm not sure if I'll be doing a one-shot this month. I might do something, I'm not sure yet. And I should have a commission that I ordered done by the end of July. Now, to make things clear coming up for someone that might have just watched the video and they're like, very hype right now, very hype right now. I said I ordered a commission. I ordered a commission from Yozora. You know them. I've bought stuff from them like every single Christmas. And I decided to buy something back at the start of June. Should almost be finished by the time July ends. However, another person in my DMs. Okay, let me be clear on what I'm saying here, okay? I've talked to Yozo many times. I've worked with Yozo many times. This other person showed up in my DMs having a fun conversation, okay? We were talking about my book, we were talking about my characters, writing back and forth, blah, 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 for about the grand total of half of June, okay? Suddenly, right after I tell them about the freaking Zephyr story, because they were introduced to me through the Mayor story. As soon as I tell them about the Zephyr story getting dropped, out of nowhere, I don't know what was going on, but they drop that they are making an art piece for me, and it's a commission. A commission I didn't order at all, folks. I didn't order a single thing from her at all, nor did I get any context at all that I was ordering anything from her. We were just having conversation. And then suddenly she just drops. Well, it is rather strange that they're both girls. I'm assuming when it comes to Yozo might be a dude. Might be a girl, I don't know. But the other person, the one that suddenly showed up in, well, not suddenly, they got invited to my DMs, but They wanted to talk to me. They wanted to be nice. They wanted to have friendly conversation. And you know how those bots will like show up in your DMs, talk about a random one shot that you made that you aren't doing anything with at all, and how they could really spice it up by turning it into a manga cover or a comic cover. I'm like, you do know what this story's about, bot, right? Like, you can easily tell they're bots when they have no context of what the story is about at all. Because half the time, when they're bugging my short stories, they're bugging some of my smuttiest, most disgusting shit ever. And normally when I bug an artist about doing that, they're extremely hesitant about doing anything that graphic. So to hear a bot randomly just say, yeah, I'll do it. Pay me money. Like, yeah, I know it's a bot right off the bat. So what confused me about this one character was they showed up in my DMs. Actually they showed up in a comment section, and then they got invited in my DMs acting like they wanted to read my story. They were talking about my characters. They were comparing notes of me. We had fun, laughing back and forth. Normally, a bot will bitch at you the second they get a hold of your DMs, or the second the conversation even starts. Meanwhile, this girl, we had one, let's see, let me see where it starts. Yeah, I have to go through multiple pages, folks. That's how much conversation we went through before she suddenly drops that she's making art for me, but also it's a commission that I didn't order at all. Multiple fucking pages of conversation leading down to, oh, I want to make art for you, but you have to pay for it. I didn't order anything. At all. I'd be less mad if bots weren't constantly hounding my DMs about this shit, okay? Heck, if I had money, I might end up taking her offer. Problem is, I don't have money all the fucking time. I had ordered something from Yozo, and that was my birthday gift to myself. That was the only thing I was ordering for the entirety of that summer. And it's hilarious in the context of Yozo, because I could have ordered a cover for the upcoming Lightning Dust story, which will be dropping in June, but I didn't. I didn't realize until after the fact that I didn't even have a cover for the Lightning Dust story, so I ordered something else involving the major villain for the next season of During the Heart Story. I'm like, why didn't I just order that next year and order the cover for the new side story this year? I'm like, that would have been so much easier on me. But no, too late now, Yozo. I can't order two things from you because I am piss fucking poor and in constant pain and can't relieve that pain. I've been trying to find new ways to make money. Heck, throughout this week, I've been trying to harvest some wild crops. Okay? I would go over, pull some wild crops out, try to make some jam. I don't know what the hell I went wrong. Apparently it didn't make jam. Or rather, it makes cold-based jam. As in that when it's cold, it will be jam. But as soon as you take it out of the icebox, for a grand total of 10 minutes, it is back to liquid. So clearly I'm messing up on something and can't sell this shit! Oh, a little funny part there and there. When I was harvesting, I got a scorpion in my pants that day. That was really fun. Luckily, it wasn't a tiny little baby or one big as my hand. That would have been freaky as hell. What am I saying? They're harmless when they're giants. I need to get off that page because it's really hurting my eyes. Seeing that comment I put down for them. That one random DM that suddenly asked for art. I put down a stop because I didn't want this to go any further. I made it very clear to them. And I even screenshot my freaking messages just to be sure that they don't pull a fast one like other art, like that one artist did. Oh fuck! It's nowhere near as craziness as that one other artist about 3 years back before COVID, right? I order a. It was back when I was doing games, right? And I was ordering a sort of a comic thing for my OCs in Soul Calibur 3. And the character she was in love with, like, awesome. I like this character, and I like this character, and I want a romantic moment between these characters. But also, I wanted to make the what was feels like the main ship of that storyline, the main piece of that art piece too. Like, I had a lot planned, and when I first talked to that artist, they made it sound cheap. They made it sound really cheap. But by the end, it was $1,000 fucking. And they would not stop bugging me every single month. I need more money. I need more money. I'm like, you haven't even brought me a finished product yet. You haven't even brought me a fucking sketch yet. So yeah, I've dealt with much worse. Because what they did, when I finally canceled their work and attempted to get a refund, they go to their own Twitter account and blast images of their comments and fake messages of me attacking them. I blast back with my own fucking screenshots because I'm not stupid. They want to make me look like a liar. I prove that I'm not. Because I will not be robbed blind. It's hilarious that this second video has just gotten so out of hand. This is my second attempt of trying to do the July video. So, what else do I got planned for July before I get sidetracked? I'm going to drop more chapters of Dragon May Cry Dragon May Cry Book 2 Act 4 in roughly, I want to say, I might take a mild break. I'm going to say July 6th? Yeah, it's July 6th, the earliest. Okay? Is when Act 4 will return. Right after that, at the earliest, Tuesday, July 7th, is when I want to start posting for the Lightning Dust story. Okay? This is going to be a major plot point for SWWC. The fun part, though, is that this is technically a massive freaking prequel for not just for the main story, but the whole time travel shit too. We're gonna see what the universe looked like before time got messed the fuck up, much like we saw in the Rarity story the first half. We got to see things slightly normal at first, until someone changed the timeline. That's that one video I watched, like, where they were doing like a fake trailer of the Avengers, right? But they used quotes from Flashpoint, and Thawne talking about how you broke a ripple in time. I'm sorry, no, you broke the time barrier, Barry. Ripples of distortion sprang out from that point of impact. In Flashpoint, all Flash did was change his mother's death. Yet somehow that resulted in Superman, many years earlier, not landing in the right spot on Earth. Somehow resulted in Bruce Wayne dying in place of his parents years before Barry's mother's death. These events are unrelated to Barry's mother's death, but they still changed. And I'm kind of working on that logic. Now you're obviously asking yourself, what would lead to this whole time ripple even happening? Well, if you guys want a hint before the chapter drops, go read the last few chapters of the previous season of SWWC. I think it's season 3. Yeah, season 3. I lay out massive fucking hits on what Lightning Dust side story is gonna be about in in those last few chapters, particularly the Flash and Timber sections. Okay. And once you see the title, of this story, you'll realize right away where I'm going with this. But also, the title's a massive spoiler for one of the other characters that will be appearing. The logic being is they are technically the main character, but Lightning Dust will be also a major character too. And there's actually 3 timelines going on at once. We'll have one chapter. Sorry, 3 chapters for 2 timelines, that being Lightning Dust's timeline, one and the third character's timeline, but the main character's timeline, the one who's based on the chapter itself, she will have 12 chapters to herself. And in between those 12 chapters, I'll be dropping Lightning Dust chapters and the other girls' chapters. And they will be extremely important to each other. They will interlock ideas, even though they are technically from 3 different timelines. But they will explain a lot of the actions other characters are taking in this story. Some will be flashbacks, some will be flash forwards, and a lot of crazy shit. The most insane bit about all this, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this for you folks. Bone Collector will be part of this story too. They will be the prologue, and they will be the epilogue. You may remember that Bone Collector has been a bit of a mystery when it comes to the to the Anti-Six from the beginning, okay? I had been waiting a long time to reveal their true identity. To reveal why they are doing this. And every single broken thing about them. And we are almost there. Season 4 of SWWC might as well be their story. Because I am breaking down so much. So very much. Holy fucking shit, I'm breaking down everything. And it's also going to raise a major question for readers of exclusively SWWC when they get to chapter 0. Month 0 of SWWC season 4. Because unlike the other month zeros, that will not be based on the main 6 at all. No, it will not. In fact, it will be based on a character that randomly appears during this very storyline I'm talking about. In fact, it's not going to be a random character. Hold on, let me type in month 0. That's part 2, part 3, part 4. Huh, I thought I wrote it as, I guess I did write it as Rainbow Dash. I thought I wrote it as the other character. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm gonna move this out somewhere else and put something else in here. So I've still got a little bit of work to do. But yeah, I'll fix that later. Okay, folks? Let's drop this in the test page I've got. Okay. And make this chapter about... Okay, so it is a major character from this story. We won't be getting much of her in this story, but she is a major character. One thing I'm very hyped about when it comes to this Lightning Dust story is it's going to have massive changes to the lore when it comes to this series versus the actual canon of My Little Pony. I've had multiple complaints and likes and adores and hates when it comes to My Little Pony's lore. One thing I've always found confusing is the Pegasus. Unicorns have access to near unlimited magic. Earth ponies are stuck on the ground. But Pegasus live on a cloud that requires magic to walk on. So if you were to take away their wings and take away their magic... Oh wait, I've been doing that a lot, haven't I? In SWWC, right? One of the major villains, the leader of the Anti-Six, is very much built on that logic, if you guys recall correctly. He can literally turn off magic and have Pegasus fall from the sky. Funny enough, he won't actually be playing a major role in the Lightning Dust story, but he will be minorly mentioned. Everything else is just craziness. Not sure what else I'm doing for July. This month is my birthday month, and I want to enjoy that with some good food, some good life, and no stress. Hopefully the jelly things come out better. I've messaged a few people to try and see what the fuck I'm doing wrong. I don't know what else to do. I already came out with a short story, a one-shot last month. Well, technically it became a multiple chapter with a bunch of epilogues, which I will get to. What, that Father's Day story, I will get to the third ending eventually. Hopefully by Saturday, at the earliest, as I said. But with how chaotic things are getting, I might cancel that. I don't know. You guys get the joke. Like, it's pretty obvious in the comment sections where that joke is going for that ending, okay? And my logic was just to write it from Celestia's point of view. It was like answering, like, why haven't you written back yet? Like, I want to know what the answer is of Sludge. And then, like, oh, wait, I know what the answer is of Sludge. Chicken eggs. Chicken eggs. I'll leave the video there.